Does this ever happen to you? Your teeth are clenched, the sweat is pouring out all over your body.
You have goosebumps, your stomach is churning and your heart is racing. It happens when you're late for something important, or you're upset because you can't keep up with your homework.
The Third Story made a film with someone who might very well feel like that. What would you do if you were in this situation?
Look, son, how many times do I have to tell you? Sit down here for breakfast. And if your math marks aren't any better on your next report, let me tell you, you're going to be in big trouble.
I think I know how he feels, Phyllis. Today on The Third Story, we'll have more to show and say about stress.
Stress can be hard on you. It's been defined as the rate of wear and tear on the body. Here's an explanation of how it works.
What happens to your body when you face a lot of stress? Well, for one thing, stress can be a real pain in the neck, literally. Or you may have headaches, lower back pains, an upset stomach, even ulcers, a tendency to overeat, sleeplessness, or skin rash. If the stress lasts too long, you may develop heart disease. All of these symptoms can be messages from your body telling you that your stress level is too high and you'd better do something about it. Your feelings may change. You may feel anxious, timid, fearful, angry, bitter, confused, or even swamped. All of this can make you irritable, impatient, and just not pleasant to be around. When you come into a stressful situation, chemical changes take place inside your body. Scientists have discovered, for one thing, that stress boosts the production of endorphins, which are chemicals something like morphine. They act as painkillers and raise your ability to tolerate pain. A complex system of messages begin in the brain and go down to some of your glands. When the glands get the message, they go to work to increase your blood sugar. This will increase your metabolism and give you more energy in case your situation demands it. Also, your heartbeat speeds up and your blood pressure rises. Although the body is capable of doing these things naturally, if it is pushed too far, If the chemical imbalance remains too long, there can be long-lasting disorders such as depression and disease. What causes stress in us? Many things. A test that we haven't prepared for properly, family arguments, the death of someone close to us, moving to a new school, changing homes or jobs. Many methods of coping with stress are being used. Hot tubbing, exercise, drugs, quiet meditation, progressive muscle relaxation. For many people, a quiet, firm faith in God helps them through stressful situations. They take time to listen to what God has to say to them through the Bible, and they pray to Him. Believing that God is in control no matter what happens is a powerful way for us to cope with the many difficulties that we face each day.
We've asked our professor to demonstrate some of the things people do when they're under stress. There you go, Garth. On your way home today, take time to stop and smell the flowers.
Thanks, Phyllis. I'll do that. One of the places we can feel stressed the most is in our own homes, with family members, especially when people aren't very considerate of each other.
Okay, nobody's around. You said you had something to tell me? Something about Darren?
But what I know about Darren?
His sister's in the same class as you, Sid. You see her.
What's it worth to you?
You wouldn't look so hot with honey all over your hair.
Okay. I was by my locker when I heard Darren, tell Julie that he is going to ask a girl named Laura out roller skating tomorrow.
Oh, did he say when he'd call?
He said he was going to call his dad at work for the car and then muster up enough courage to call you.
That could be any minute, like right now.
Let's take the phone call in your room.
Right. Oh, shoot. I just remembered. Mom took the phone out of my room. She said I was abusing my rights.
Hi, girls. How are you?
Hi.
You all hungry for meatloaf tonight?
Oh, Mom, please don't make any noise around here. Couldn't you go do that somewhere else? I'm expecting an important phone call and I want privacy.
Don't you want your supper?
Mom, please? Oh, Kelly, come on. Don't make noise. Go make that racket in your room. I'm expecting an important private call.
Mom, when's supper? I'm hungry.
In about half an hour.
You people are worse than a motorcycle gang crashing into a brick wall. Quiet. I'm expecting an important private call soon.
Oh, isn't that neat? Let's brace ourselves for a soapy love scene.
It's nothing like that.
Laura, is it one of those cute boys from school?
Mother!
Only one bag of chips, Sigrid.
This is a madhouse. I can't even hear myself think. Mom, I want my own phone again, please.
No, dear. I'm afraid you lost that privilege.
Quiet! Hello? Yeah, just a minute. It's for you, Mom. It's Dad.
Hello.
What do you think? Would breathing deeply or hot tubbing help in that situation?
Maybe a bit. We'll be back to watch a farm family face their problems.
Lou and Ruby Wall operate a farm in Saskatchewan. They also look after other farmers' cattle in a community pasture. It seems like the good life, except for one thing: Lou's health.
The reason we took this job was because of our 3 teenagers. They're very keen on riding. Horses have been a very big part of our life. We felt that we wanted something that would tie our family together, that we could all do together. We've always had a very busy life, a very involved life, both in our farm and family and community affairs as well. It seemed like our life came to a very abrupt turnabout when Lou suddenly became ill. At 7:30, when he hadn't come in, I became concerned about it and asked Kelly, our son, to check why Lou wasn't coming in. When he didn't respond to a call out the door, Kelly went out to check and found Lou lying just flat in the barn. At first, it looked like a horse accident. It was an extremely frightening experience.
I don't know how long I'd been lying there, but I guess the kids were kind of concerned that I was getting kind of cold, and so they put about 3 horse blankets all around me to warm me up.
Well, when we got to the hospital, of course, we were very frightened because we didn't know. I thought it was a horse accident, that Lou had had a head injury, that he would be coming to any time, and the hospital, they expected this as well. And it was very disturbing to just be waiting and waiting. It was strange. We could wake him, but we couldn't keep him awake. Like, he would answer you. If you asked him a number, for instance, he would give you a number, but it never made sense. They'd ask him, how old are you? And he told them he was 4, or he was 50, but it was never how old he was. And then at 3:30 at night, they called in the internal specialist and the neurologist, and then I knew that something was seriously wrong. The answer that we had from the doctor, that I had from the doctor just constantly was, I don't know. I'm just sorry, I have no answers for you. And it was really hard to just wait and not know what was happening. I was scared. I was really scared. You feel numb at a time like that. I found that I couldn't even pray for a few days, and that's where it's so important to have friends and to have a faith that keeps you going. Because you get to the point where you can't even pray yourself, but you can just feel that others are praying and supporting you. After a lot of testing, the medical profession came to the conclusion that this is most likely multiple sclerosis. And at first, we didn't know a thing about multiple sclerosis. We didn't know what it was or what it meant. We still have a lot of questions about it. The work was really difficult when Lou became ill. Lou had lost the use of his left side. The whole left side of his body was affected, right from his eyesight down to his feet. He was seeing double with his left eye. He lost the coordination and control of his left side. So it meant physiotherapy and learning to walk all over again.
I'm sure I felt very frustrated a lot of times for simply being plumb useless, disgusted with myself for not being able to do the things that I did easily at one time. I had a lot of help. I've had tremendous support from my wife and family and a lot of other people. And I've really been grateful for this. Or somebody who had just come through physiotherapy trying to learn to walk again. I wasn't very good on my own feet. If I could get up in the saddle, I'd hang on like a little kid. One good mare that I mostly ride is an amazing horse. She sensed immediately there was something wrong with this old cowboy. She could feel that my left side wasn't just right, and I could not tell whether my left foot was in the stirrup or not. She would reach back and just nudge my toe with her nose repeatedly during that first while, just to feel whether it was in the stirrup and what was the matter here.
We found that our faith has just greatly increased. I just couldn't have handled this. I couldn't possibly have handled this if I hadn't had a strong faith in God, and that God was in control of what was happening in our lives. A Bible verse that meant an awful lot to me during these days: "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not anxiously look about you, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Surely I will help you. Surely I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." I felt very desperate lots of times, often about the work. And I remember different times when I fell to my knees in the morning when I'd be out choring, I would just feel so desperate about that day. How are we going to get through this day? And I would kneel down right in the chop bin and say, God, you'll have to help us today, or help us about this job or this situation. And within a couple of hours, the phone would ring and somebody would say, could I help you with this or that today? It was just really amazing.
When I got back onto the farm, I was surprised at how well everything was running. Ruby had done a very good job of looking after things.
We've really shuffled our priorities quite a lot. Things that were very, very important before don't seem important at all now. I think when everything is going well in your life, other people who are experiencing difficult times are hesitant to share those things with you. But when people can see that you are hurting and that you're having real serious problems, they'll very often share things with you that they would never have told you any other time. And this has given us real opportunities to just minister to other people who are also hurting, and to share with them what we have found to be the source of our strength. It's very difficult to think about the future because When you're facing something like multiple sclerosis, you don't know what your future's going to be. You've always known that we just live one day at a time or from day to day. But it's a completely different situation when you know that you don't know what tomorrow holds. Someone has said to us that difficult experiences either make you bitter or better. We want to be bitter, not bitter.
Don't go away. We'll be back with the Cinderella story.
We've seen many of the ways people cope with their stress problems. But the best way is to go to God, who is a loving, heavenly Father.
Little flower, where did you get that pretty gown you're wearing? Paris? It fits you perfectly. Not a size too big or too small. How much did you pay? And where did you get the money? I know, those colors just grew on you without you worrying one little bit. It's not fair. Dressed better than a princess, and you didn't have to work a minute for it. And to think it's only for a short time. In a few weeks, you'll wither and die. You'll be gone forever. Same with you, dressed real pretty, and you never worry. You don't even worry where your next meal is coming from. Instead, you sit there on your perch and sing. Oh, and here's me, counting my cleaning money over and over, crying sometimes because I want that gorgeous dress I can't afford. I lie awake, wondering what they're going to think of me at the dinner party this weekend. I'd love to have them all over to my apartment and put on a big spread for them. But the things I can afford, well, boiled rice and carrot sticks just aren't very exciting. Besides, my apartment's too small. Aren't people supposed to be the top of God's creation? Living a lot longer than this flower and bird ever will. Worry, worry, worry. That's all I ever do. They say God cares about the people He made. I wonder what He'd say if I ever told Him all my worries.
There are some beautiful verses in the Bible, in the book of Matthew. They're the words of Jesus. He said, "Don't worry about things, food, drink, and clothes, for you already have life and a body, and they are far more important than what to eat and wear." If God cares so wonderfully for flowers that are here today and gone tomorrow, won't He more surely care for you? He will give them to you gladly if you put Him first in your life. Live one day at a time.
We really appreciate the letters we get here at The Third Story, and we'd like to hear from you.
When you write, we'll send you this survival kit. It has lots of things to do and help you with when you're feeling down.
It's free. Write to The Third Story, Box 2, Station F, Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's The Third Story, Box 2, Station F, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Bye for now.